Ay, qué rico, papi. So today I'm actually doing a story time on the time I got fired from my job. It's not a very big story time, but it's definitely something like I feel like I should address since I'm kind of like getting into like this section of like just like talking more on camera and stuff like that. So basically, I had this one job that I used to work at. It was this Mexican restaurant. I can't obviously like disclose the name of it for like personal reasons. And the environment was really good. I really liked this job. I had people that were just like me. I had Cubans and Mexicans, Puerto Ricans, and that sort of stuff. And you guys know I'm Dominican, so like I felt comfortable in the area itself. But there was a problem. So you see, I had two bosses. They were husband and wife, and the husband, his name was, let's just call him R. Okay, so R usually he's a little bit egotistical. So he doesn't like people getting over him and stuff like that. I had a problem with R for a little bit. You see, most people feared R, and whenever he would start talking, they would just shut up and like let him run over you, and which I never felt like it was like the right thing to do. The second I started working here, like people tell me from the beginning, hey, you want to make sure you don't step on his toes. If he ever gets mad at you, he's gonna start yelling at you crazy, and you're not gonna like it. He gets really mad, and he starts yelling at people. So I'm like, oh shoot, okay, let me watch out for that. But that has ended up happening two or three times, which is already a hell of a time. Like if you get yelled at by him by like two or three times already, it's like crazy. But I never really like stayed quiet. Like he never really like yelled at me and I just stayed quiet. I kind of just like still said what I had to do, what I had to say. Because I believe in like treating everyone with respect. And if I feel like somebody's like not treating me with respect or like something is not really my fault, I'm like stand up for myself and speak for myself. And I guess he didn't like that. He just wanted to be the authority of the time, which he was the authority. I had respect for him and all this stuff, kind of stuff. But it was just not where it had to be. I felt like I was little, like I was more little than anything to him. And the day of the incident where it happened, there was actually a ton of events that were leading up to that. He was already like in a bad mood that day and stuff like that. So important information to keep accounted is that I worked at the front of the house, so I took orders, I gave people their food, I cleaned up for people whenever like they got done eating and clean their tables and stuff like that. It's a pretty small like Mexican restaurant, nothing crazy. And I have these two tables and they're actually eating, so I can't clean up. Obviously, I can't just clean up while they're eating. And my boss is actually over at the kitchen and I'm just chilling on my phone since I can't really do anything. So he sees me on my phone and he's like, hey, did you make sure everything's done, everything's clean? And you don't have anything else to do. So I tell him, I'm like, yeah, let me take a quick look around. So I took a quick look around, took me about like 5, 7 seconds. And I was like, yeah, everything's good. He's like, okay, I want to make sure because if I go back there and I see a mess, then it's gonna be your fault and you're gonna be in trouble. And I'm like, damn, off rip, he's already giving me hella attitude. So I was like, no, everything's good, don't worry about it. So I just clarified that everything was good with him. I was like, okay. So since I'm not doing anything, my mom's calling me, and I usually don't pick up my mom's phone when I'm at work. But I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna pick up because I'm not really doing anything. So I pick up my mom's phone, and I'm like, hey, mommy, how are you? Stuff like that. We talk for about 2, 3 minutes. Like I swear to God, 2, 3 minutes. That's when I realized that the two people that were eating, the two groups of people that were eating, got up and left. I was like, hey, mom, I gotta go. I gotta go clean up these tables. She was like, okay, make sure you don't get in trouble. Bye, I love you, mwah, whatever. Hung up the phone of my mom and I go to clean the tables. So mind you, I'm facing this way. The tables are this way, but the counter is that way. So like this table right here, you guys can see it will be the counter, and I'm facing this way, and the clients are over here. So I'm turning around to like let's say this is the cleaning stuff that you need to stick to get. I'm turning around to grab that to get the cleaning stuff to clean the tables, and as I turn around, it's coming into the front like coincidentally. He's coming into the front and he sees me just standing there like a dumbass, I guess, because that's how he caught me. He sees me just like doing nothing, and he's like, he looks at the front, and he's like, bro, what the fuck? So he literally just peeps a mess, and he's like, didn't I tell you that if I came back here and if I saw a mess, then you're gonna be in trouble? I told you this, and you never listening to instructions. He's eating me up for a whole pause. Hey yo, what the fuck? He's eating me up for a whole 30 seconds straight, just telling me stuff, and I'm just staying quiet. I'm staying quiet because I know I'm in the right. I'm just gonna like boom, just be like, no. Big misunderstanding. They actually just left. I was about to clean it right now. I tell him that, and he doesn't believe my point of view. So we're going back and forth for like a little bit, and I admit it. I'm giving him attitude. I don't like when people like try to run over me, especially when I know I'm in the right and when I didn't do anything bad. So I admit it, we're going back and forth. I'm giving him some attitude. As we're doing this, I had the great idea. I was like, bro, there's freaking cameras. But this is the thing about this restaurant. These cameras are damn near for decoration. I don't know if they worked at one point, but they definitely don't work. And he doesn't know that I know that they don't work. These cameras are not catching me for shit. So I tell him, listen, if you don't believe me, you can go ahead and check the camera footage. You know, you got these cameras right here. You can see that they just left and I was about to clean it right now, if you don't believe me. And he's like, no, because why should I go check up the cameras when you can tell me yourself? You can tell me the truth yourself. I got over here and I saw everything that happened. You don't have to believe my point of view. You can just believe the camera. And we're arguing again for a little bit longer until he finally just kind of like had to take the L. And he was like, well, make sure it doesn't happen again, yada, yada, yada. On Sundays, usually when the schedule comes out. And I'm a little worried because the schedule comes out around 10, 11 a.m. every Sunday. But it's 2 p.m. in the afternoon, still no schedule. I get a text from, and he's like, can I call you for a second? So like off rip, I knew something was up. I knew something was up, and I knew I was probably gonna get fired because I've been a bad boy lately. Not a bad boy in the sense that I've been doing bad shit, but like I haven't been like letting this nigga run over me. So I knew I was about to get fired. Yes, I knew I was about to get fired. He called me. I was like, hey, hello, what's up? How you doing? Shit like that. And then he's like, yeah, I'm just calling you to let you know that you're never gonna be put in a schedule again. Obviously, that means that I'm fired. Like, so maybe I could, maybe I'm still working there, but yeah, I was pretty much fired at that point. I was like, damn. And he was like, you have anything to tell me? And he thought I was just gonna go on my hands and knees and just like ask for forgiveness and shit like that. But I know I didn't do that. I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, all right, I'll go by whatever day to go pick up my check. And that's what I did, you know what I'm saying? Right after I got fired, I just did some door to door with my friend, for me, some lawn mowing and shit like that. We hit the gym like always, and I actually went to pick up my check, my last check from Art, and I think he felt bad for me or whatever because he never gave me a check this big. So obviously, I was in high school at the time. I was 18, and you know when you're in high school, you're only allowed to like get 20 hours a week. So I was only making my $250, probably around $250 to be honest per check. It was only my biggest check once was like a $700 check, and that was because I worked like that was during summer. Like I was working a lot more hours during summer. So this guy gave me like a whole $500 check, and he's never giving me a check this big. So I was like, oh shoot, God bless. I was like, I was happy, got my check, and I shook his hand. I was like, pleasure doing business with you, pleasure working for you, and I just left. And that's the end of the story. You guys have a good one. Take care.